Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome to part one of 4 parts of the videos that I'm going to be releasing this week. So we're taking a little bit of a break from actual recordings and stuff like that because we have to start talking Borderlands 3. Now obviously as a YouTuber I really should be covering more Borderlands 3 stuff. Technically I haven't really done much as of yet because one, it isn't out yet, it's not out until the 13th of September obviously, but not only am I, doing YouTube videos now, I am also still a gamer at heart as well, and a lot of my thoughts on games that you're hyped for and all that is to, I like to not look too far into things and make spoil a surprise for me. If you know everything about a game before it comes out, I like to be the one that turns it on, downloads it, and then it's just like, wow. So I don't watch videos like the first 15 minutes gameplay, stuff like that, because I want to find it out for myself. But, yeah, let's get on with this though. Today we're going to be starting off with a 4-part picking of skills and just analysing skills for the Borderlands characters. So I'm basically going to start off with the Siren. So if we go to Borderlands 3 actual main page, you click on game, click on characters. You can do this yourself, by the way, if you don't know already. And then it will show you the 4 Vault Hunters. So we've got Amara, the Siren, we've got Flak, the Beastmaster, we've got Mose, who's the Gunner, and we've got Zane, the Operative. We're going to be starting off and doing them in order. We're going to be starting off today with Amara. So if you just basically click on Amara, it will bring up her actual class. So she is a Siren, gifted with powerful Siren abilities. Amara is a renowned champion of the people and bona fide badass. Using her action skills, she can phase slam the ground to damage nearby enemies and knock them into the air. Phase grasp enemies in place with a giant ethereal fist, or even phase cast an astral projection of herself that deals damage to everything in its path. So this is slightly different from Borderlands 2 and Borderlands pre-sequel kind of thing, because you've got 3 actual different skills. So you've got phase cast in this tree. What's the tree called? Mystical Assault. Then we've got phase grasp in Fist of the Elements, and we've also got phase slam, which is brawl. And also you'll notice not only have you got the skills as well, if you come down here you've got your equipped slots and everything like that. So if basically when you come to it, your equipped slot 1, so we'll start off, what should we start off with? Let's have a look. We've got phase cast, we've got phase grasp. We'll start off with phase grasp maybe. That sounds a bit like the actual one from Borderlands 2, the phase lock, where you can just pick an enemy up and lock it on the floor. So at the start you can just go and equip that into your slot 1 and it will come down here. But you've also got other things as well. So if you look at the things on the side, there's action skill effect, and action skill element, and all these can be equipped to the 3 things in the bar. Now, I'm not going to go through this, as you can see there's 48 skill points as well, so I'm guessing the action skill unlocks on level 2 maybe, and then you get 48 points to take you up to 50. I'm not going to go through and plan, a level 50, a skill point 48 build. What I'm going to do in these videos is just go through each tree, talk about it a little bit, and then just pick what I would pick from that tree. And then obviously when we get into the game and we start to learn about different setups, different builds, etc., we'll go into that a little bit more. So we're starting off with phase grasp. So the first tier, we have Anima. Amara's status effects deal increased damage over time and have increased duration. Her action skill status effect deals further increased damage. We've also got Amara gains increased weapon handling and accuracy, and we can convert a portion of damage dealt by Amara's weapons into her action skill element. So, 5, 3 or 5, what should I pick there? Status effects still increase damage over time. That dot is a brilliant part of a Siren. We found that out with the Maya build especially. I'm going to go for that, I think. So I think I click on these. Yes, I do. And that now unlocks 3 more and the actual action skill element. So I might wait till the end to equip all these. So Right, next tier then. Amara deals increased elemental damage. Shock damage is further increased. We've also got melee damage, and her melee damage is converted for her action skill. And finally, whenever Amara applies a stats effect to an enemy, it has a chance to spread. Ah, that's quite good then. So that's a bit like with phase lock as well, where you pull all the enemies in and then you can actual multiple damage them. She sounds very melee heavy and very elemental, as sirens actually are. So should we just do shock damage is further increased? Increase melee damage and stats effect. I think we should go for, let's try a melee. Let's just say we're going melee heavy for this skill. So we'll put 4 into that one then, I think, and that'll unlock another thing. Amara's gun damage is increased for a few seconds when the enemy is grasped. We'll purchase that, and we have to actually, let's put 1 more into that. Should we go 3 with that one? No, weapon handling and accuracy. See, if I'm going to be melee heavy, I'm going to be quite up close, aren't I? So I'm not going to need too much accuracy. I'm not sure what it means by handling, to be honest. Convert a portion of damage dealt into the action skill or status effect. Right, let's go for status effect then. And we'll put 3 into that for now. We can always go back and put the rest in. Amara's bullets that damage enemies have a chance to ricochet. Oh, ricochet is a good one. Gage ricocheted, didn't she, in Borderlands 2? That was quite handy. Yes, because I can remember when the Destruct Pete battle came out, people were just shooting the floor with Gage for 1001 guy, the end boss, and killing him without even seeing him, because they were just shooting bullets around the corner at him. So we've got ricochet. Stillness of mind, what is that? Amara gains increased mag size with elemental weapons, that could be quite handy. Whenever Amara triggers an elemental effect on an enemy, when that enemy dies, that enemy explodes, dealing the attuned element damage. Wow, a bit of an explosion going on. Let's go for this. I like the sound of the ricochet right here. Should we put another one into that? Yeah, we'll put 1 into mag size, and we'll stick another 1 into that for now. Amara gains lifesteal when she deals elemental damage with her weapon. That could be very handy. Survivability is huge when you want it to be. Whenever Amara applies stats effect to an enemy, she has a chance to randomly electrocute, ignite, or melt the enemy. That's interesting. I'd say lifesteal would be the way I would go with that for now. And then finally, Amara's guns deal bonus elemental damage based on their action skill element. Yes, please. So that is our skills picked for that tree then, to max that tree out. So what we look at now is, this is a giant fist that bursts on the ground and locks the targeted enemy in place for a few seconds. That is just the action skill. That's the action skill, that's the action skill, and then I'm guessing these are elements and effects. Yes, they are. No, that is an action skill as well, right. So what's the difference? So originally it's giant fist, locks the target. Now it's giant fists, locks the target. Enemies near the grass target are linked. Any damage dealt to a linked target is shared between all other linked targets. That is quite interesting then. So you could phase grasp a person, shoot the hell out of him, and that will be transferred to everyone in that link. That is a very, very good upgrade right there. I like this little addition, to be honest. So whenever the grass enemy is killed, a new fist seeks out and grabs the next target. So again, that's a bit like phase lock is in Borderlands 2. When you upgrade it with the orbs, they just seek and find someone else out. That's pretty good. Situational as well, because this one is very good for like a high mob enemy area. It'll just pick people up, and you can deal damage to them all. Whereas this one would be like, if there's just random guys dotted about, it will seek out the next target, so that's cool. After grasping the targeted enemy, large fists appear and constantly smash the area, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Wow, that could be very good as well for large mobbed areas. I'd say I would go for that one though. I like the sound of that, the linked one. I'd like to actually try it out. So we've also got we've got an effect and element as well. So now with the element, this will convert Amara's action skill to incendiary damage. Right, and it was shock originally, was it? I think it was it said somewhere about shock? Yeah, shock damage is further increased, I don't know. No, that is with just elemental damage in general. Right, okay, so now we'll be doing incendiary damage when we're actually phase grasping someone. And Amara's action skill creates a singularity that pulls in enemies. Yeah, this is carbon copy Maya pretty much, isn't it? Which is not a bad thing at all, really. The singularity is very good. I like that. So that is the skill tree for the phase grasp side of it. So let's go ahead and reset the points. That is what I would go with if I was choosing that. So now we've got, let's do this one, phase cast. So phase cast is an astral projection of herself dealing damage to everything in its path. So that's a bit like melee, Zero, when you chuck his hologram out in front of you, but this one actually does damage as well. So, killing an enemy grants Amara a stack of rush. See, that one thing you must know about me is I don't like stacks of things. It's something that I never really went into too much, but we'll have a look. So, a stack of rush. Activating their action skill consumes all rush stacks. For every stack of rush consumed, Amara's action skill damage is temporarily increased. Wow, so if you stack the rush and send it out, then it's a lot better. Amara's reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed are improved. What is mode switch speed? That's an interesting one. I might have to look that up very soon. Applying a status effect grants Amara a stack of rush. Activating the action skill consumes all rush. For every stack of rush, Amara's thing is killing an enemy grants Amara a stack of rush, or applying a status effect grants. I would say go safe and go with killing rather. Increased reload speed for every stack of rush. Accuracy after activating and critical hit damage, or increased action skill cooldown rate. That is definitely the one you want to go for right there. All action skill augments gain increased effects. Yep, you don't really have much of a choice right there. What would I say as well? I would say to go for accuracy and critical hit maybe, or reload, weapon swap. Would you just spec into rush a bit more? I think if you're going down this tree, you want to invest into the rush. So we'll go for that one. Right. So next tier, Amara gains increased fire rate and charge time. Enemies take increased damage from all sources for a few seconds after being damaged by the action skill, or increased gun damage. Yeah, I'd say increased gun damage overall. Maybe all sources actually would be a better idea, and then we'll stick 2 into this one. Okay, so next, when Amara kills an enemy with a gun or action skill, she creates a homing projectile that seeks out a new enemy, dealing an action skill elemental damage. That sounds quite cool. Amara's rush stack gain increased effectiveness. I would probably go for this one. I like the sound of that little missile, and we'll stick 2 in this one for now. And then finally, the action skill can be activated while it's cooling down. This skill may only be used once per completed cooldown. Additionally, increased Amara's max rush stacks. If any action skill kills an enemy, it refunds half of their rush stacks. That's that's pretty interesting as well. So, yes, we'll have a look at this then. This is the Astral Projection, just the Astral Projection. That's an effect. There's 2 effects, actually. So, let's see. A portion of all damage dealt by Amara's action skill is returned to her nearby ally's health. So that's good. It'll heal you as you're dealing damage. Or that one is enemies damaged by Amara's action skill become phase locked until they are damaged or the duration ends. However, action skill cooldown is increased. So it's a bit of a, we'll give you this, but we're taking away this. I'd probably say play it safe and go for the health right there. So we'll put that into slot 1. Action skill, action skill, action skill. So there's no actual other slot. What is it? Action skill. No. What was we on just then? We was on phase grasp. You've got your element, your effect, that's it, and your normal thing. So here we've only got effect, we have not got an element. But obviously you can get that from another tree. So let's read through these ones quickly then. This is the Astral Projection. Whenever Amara's Astral Projection damages an enemy or object, it releases homing elemental projectiles that trigger action skill elemental effect on enemies. Astral Projection deals increased damage for every enemy it hits. That's a good one. Or when it hits target, it explodes. That was not the one before, is it? No. That could be pretty cool, actually. Just exploding Astral Projection, or would you say increased damage for every enemy it hits? I would probably say go elemental again. But I'd be tempted to do the explosive as well, because we'll be causing enough elemental damage. By the sounds of it, I would quit that one actually for that. But yeah, anyway, that is that one done. So let's reset the points. We've done phase cast, we've done phase grasp. Let's do the final one then, and that'll be, wow, I've been talking for a long time. That is phase slam. So this is the one where the cast actually goes out and slams to the ground, dealing damage to all nearby enemies and knocking them up. So, Amara gains increased max health, that is always a good one to have. Weapon shot deal bonus damage based on the distance. Amara constantly regenerates health, the lower her health the more powerful, so we've got a lot of health regen going on here. Let's go for max health, and if there's no good in slot 2, I'm tempted to put regen as well on. Amara deals increased splash damage and takes reduced splash damage. That could be quite a good one. Splash damage is very good sometimes if there's a lot of enemies near. Whenever Amara deals damage to an enemy with her action skill, she adds more stacks. I hate stacks. Samsara. For every stack of Samsara Amara gains increased gun damage and health regen for a few seconds. Stacks decay. I don't like decaying because I like to explore and open chests and look for things, and I'll be losing my Samsara if I do that, so I might pass on that one. For every few seconds after using her action skill, Amara's arms remain active and grant her damage reduction. Do you know, I think I would spec into that one for that. Whenever Amara takes damage, she gains a stack of mindfulness. More blooming stacks. For every stack of mindfulness, Amara gains improved shield regen delay and movement speed. Nah, not interested. Amara gains increased melee damage. Yeah, if I was to combine that with phase grasp, I think that seemed quite melee heavy as well, quite close quarters and all, so I would go for increased melee damage and range. Kill skill. Kill an enemy with Amara's action skill grants all allies increased movement speed for a few seconds. That's team movement speed though. I don't play in teams, would that help with me as well? It says grants all allies, it didn't say it granted me though, so I might be selfish on that one and say no. What can we go for after this then? Don't want stacks. I'd go for splash damage then, I think. Let's purchase a few of these for the next tier. Okay, so, where are the names of all these? Oh, one with nature. Amara gains increased max health and elemental damage resistance to her action skill element. Very good, we'll stick that straight in. I've got a couple of ones here. Whenever an enemy damages Amara, she automatically throws an energy orb back at them, dealing action skill elemental damage. Yes, that sounds quite good to me. Let's go to this one. Fight for your life. She immediately gains a second wind, restores her health, and creates an action skill elemental nova that may knock back nearby enemies. This skill has a long cooldown. That's amazing. So it's auto get up from fight for your life. Auto second winds. 2 minutes cooldown. That's why then. But 100% of max health restored. Yes, please. Wow, she's going to be a beast. She gains increased action skill damage and increased gun damage for a few seconds. Let's put the rest of the points into that then. And then finally, melee. Here's the big melee one then. Press V while aiming at an enemy to make Amara dash a short distance forward and perform a special melee strike, dealing elemental melee damage. If a blitz melee attack kills an enemy, Blitz's cooldown is immediately reset. Wow, that is chaining melee strikes, and that sounds a lot like Zero's cloaking one where you lunge at them. I can't remember the name of the skills, I'm so bad with stuff like that. But yeah, so I would say I would go for the Brawl Tree and yeah, the Fist of the Elements tree. This is really exciting actually. I do like the sound of this. This could be the different playstyle for me if I actually chose to do this. This is very good melee heavy fast play, so that is definitely exciting to actually think and know about all of this. But yeah, I'm glad I did this now. I was going to try and keep it as much of a surprise to myself as possible, but you also need to plan a little bit for what characters you're going to have. I'm still not totally sure. After these 4 videos, I think I'll sit down and work out what my first character will be. But don't worry guys, I'll be playing through with all the characters. I'll be doing a lot of playing and stuff like that. But yeah, that is my pick of skills and thoughts and stuff like that about Amara. So we'll, like I said, we'll do this with all 4 characters. Hopefully it's not just me being boring reading through skills and all that. You can actually, if you haven't seen any of this yet, then you can actually go ahead and do it yourself. Like I say, just type in Borderlands 3 in Google, click on the bit, bring you to this main page, and then just have a go yourself. But yeah, first of 4 characters, I'm really liking the look of this one. So hopefully the other ones are going to be pretty cool. Interested to see what the Beastmaster is. I think that's the next one we're going to do, isn't it? Let's go ahead and have a quick look before we go. But yeah, tomorrow, I think it is. Yes, tomorrow we'll be looking at the Beastmaster then, which hopefully would be totally different, because I don't think we've had... Have we had animals? No, we have not had an animal handler out like that in Borderlands yet. I think the closest really was Gage, wasn't it, with the Necromancer, which is obviously a robot. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these beasts can be used. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, really hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.